Hi guys, Janette Barber, Daily Woodie, New York City Central Park. I saw the weirdest thing in the news the other day. In San Diego, after they told everybody that they had to wear masks, they said you could make your own. So some guy walked into a grocery store wearing his KKK hood. That wasn't shocking. Now, several things surprised me here. One, of course, is that he was in San Diego. For some reason, you don't really think of the Klan in San Diego. You think of them in more rural states. So, this is nice to know that hate is everywhere. So that's encouraging. And when they invented those things, I don't know who designed it, but whoever did, they go, let's start with the dunce hat. So they know they're stupid. They know. And they made it white. You can't wear that after Labor Day. So they're breaking rules all over the place. But honestly, disgusting and shocking. I can't even imagine. But it did make me think that today would be a good time to go over some things that you should not do. Because to me, it would have been clear. Don't wear your KKK ensemble into the Piggly Wiggly. This is something that I would have known. But so I feel like I should impart some knowledge. So things that you should not do. Don't, for example, clean your teeth with a toilet brush. No, not under any circumstances. I understand you don't want to go out to the drugstore and buy a new toothbrush. Maybe yours is worn out. Maybe you had to use it to scratch between your toes, right near that pinky toe that won't stop itching, and you don't want to use it in your teeth. This is not a reason to use a toilet brush. A toilet brush, honestly, should be used in only one place. And I remember one of my father's stories, and it's a silly little story, but the best part about this story was my father, who did not laugh very often, when he told this story, would rock back and forth. At his job, there was some woman that he couldn't stand. Apparently nobody could stand her. Her name was Ann, and all she did was complain. Bitch and moan. Just horrible. And she complained about the heat, she complained about the cold, she complained about the floor, she complained about the ceiling, she complained about the coffee, she complained about the coffee room. So she was, just a bag. And then one day she has the coffee, and she thinks the coffee is so much better. And she would, and he would do it like this, that she would quirk a little finger, and she would go, "Ooh, this coffee, it has a certain something." And then he found out what the certain something was, because the guy, whoever it was, I don't remember who it was, who cleaned the coffee pot, told my father he started using the toilet brush to clean out the pot because he was so mad. And as soon as he did, it just has a certain something. It's called urine. So that is something that you should not do that either. You should not use the toilet brush on your teeth, on your dishes, on your neighbors, and you should be very, very careful when you ingest anything you didn't make yourself. So that's helpful. Other things you should not use a short person as a back scratcher. That would be bad. It will hurt their teeth, and it's hard to get to a dentist now. I still have my crown that was gone. My crown is still gone. So I am, walking around without a tooth. I might as well live in Kentucky. And I know I'm making fun of Kentucky, and that's rude. I wonder, are any of you guys from Kentucky? It's a punchline that's there, and Kentucky starts with a K. Also, I think I deserve it, because one time I was working in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and doing stand-up, and I come in, and it was one of those one-night-a-week clubs. Those are the horrible ones to work anyway, but they paid you. And so it's a really long room. That's a nightmare for a comic. You want everybody bunched. You'd rather have it wide than long. Really long room. But in the back of the room, there was a TV, and it was on. And everyone was clustered around it. And then the guy comes over and he tells, me and the other comics, he goes, "Okay, time to start the show." And we go, "Okay, the TV." No. He's not going to turn the TV off. No, he's just going to leave the TV on. And everybody that had come to the bar had no interest in the comedies. They wanted to watch whatever stupid sport was on the stupid TV. So they all stayed in the back of the room watching TV. And you don't get paid if you don't do it. So we're up there and no one was listening. And that's the worst part, when you're last and you're watching the other acts just slowly die. And normally, I've said this before, when you see everybody else, you go, "No, but I can do it." This one, I can't do that. Nobody can do that. No one turned around. The only time they turned around would be to yell something, "You suck." How do you know I suck? You haven't watched. So anyway, I go up and sweat bullets. It's fun when you a flop sweat when it pools up behind your neck and kind of runs down in a rivulet between your shoulder. That feels good. That's a good feeling. And then I had to go to the bathroom after the show, and waiting, because you got to wait for the guy to pay you, which is amazing. I don't know why they hired us, but be that as it may. So I go in, and I had these shoes on. They were flat shoes with little holes. There were supposed to be holes in them. In the leather, you know, it was the look. And so I walk in, and there's a line. I walk in there, and I stand there, and all of a sudden I go, oh. I look down. I'm standing in a puddle. I'm going, oh fuck. But it's it's in the middle of the room, and I figure, you know, obviously it's water, but it's still annoying. And as I went in line, these two girls, giggling uncontrollably, come out of one of the stalls, and as it turns out, one of them had peed. I wasn't standing in water with holes in my shoes. So first, I have bombed, I have been told I suck, and now I'm standing in someone's pee. So, Kentucky jokes, I deserve them. I earned them. So that's something. What else should you not do here in the age of... one thing you should not do not give yourself a Brazilian with a honey badger. I know. The salons are closed. What's a girl to do this side of hot rollers? But that doesn't work. You know, trust me. I learned the hard way. Don't set up a veal piñata for the kids. It's another thing. I don't think you should do that. But mostly because I'm morally opposed to veal. I won't eat it. I don't. It's a little tiny baby animal. They kept it in a box, and then they kill it, and people get mad at me when I want to club a kid on a plane. I mean, where's the double standard here? The worst, one time, I was coming back from Congo, so I was exhausted. If you're in Congo, trust me, when you're coming back, you're exhausted. And we had flown from Brazzaville to Paris, and then we only went to the airport though, then changed planes. We were on Air France, and if you sat in the bulkhead, there was, you could like attach a plate pen or something in front of someone. So I'm over here by the window, and in the bulkhead, somebody's there, and they've got two twins. Well, they were either their twins or they had kidnapped them, which is possible the way they ignored them, because they did not seem to like them. These two little miseries screamed for 7 hours. 7 hours. And the parents just sat there. They did nothing. They didn't touch them, diddle them, you know, wiggle a key, whatever it is you're supposed to do to shut those little suckers up. They did nothing for 7 hours. And again, veal is okay, but that is not. So it's a very double standard. Other things, never point a colicky child at someone without having the safety on. That's, you also should never discharge a child within city limits. So these are just rules that if you want veal, these are the things I'm asking. And I think it's only fair. Don't beat vegetarians with a meat stick. You know what I mean? Use your sensitivity. Always, that is rude. That's very offensive to them. Always use an English cucumber. So it works just as well, and you haven't offended anyone. So another rule, never use a politician to light a fire, because idiot oil is noxious. It's extremely flammable, it's highly unstable, and you could hurt somebody. So these are just the tips that I try to bring you, because I am always trying to help. Janette Barber, Daily Woodie. Remember to like the YouTube channel, please, please, please. And I'll see you later. Bye, guys.